Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. Do you like romantic jewelry? And do you like floral themed necklaces? If you answered yes, then you're in the right place, because today we're going to be making this very romantic and very pretty necklace. We're also going to make a matching pair of earrings. As you can see, it features lovely Czech beads and tourmaline gemstone rondelles. And although it's very colorful, the colors are very appealing and very soft. And we're going to be using the beads that came in the Didi's Deluxe Bead box for the month of June. Now, if you're not familiar with that box, I'll leave some information down below, along with a link to the website and a coupon code in case you're interested. And if you missed out on getting this box, don't worry, you can still make this necklace. I'll leave a list of all the materials down below in the description section of this video. I'll leave the sizes and the shapes and everything. And don't forget that I always model my jewelry at the end of my tutorials, so please stick around for that. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And here we have the Didi's Deluxe Bead box for the month of June 2024. The name of this box is the Beauty of Tourmaline. And of course it contains some gorgeous tourmaline strands. But what inspired today's necklace was the Czech designer strand, which contains some pretty floral Czech beads and leaf beads as well. As soon as I saw the rose coin beads, I received a mental image about what I wanted to do immediately. And if you haven't seen the unboxing video for this collection, I'll link it down below. So let me show you the materials we're going to be using for today's project. Here are the beads we're going to be using for today's necklace. And I have them separated into groups to make it easier for those of you who have the box. These are tourmaline rondelles, and it was a pretty long strand. It was 15 inches long, and they measure 6 by 4 millimeters. And I got these Czech beads from the designer strand. Didi's Deluxe Bead boxes comes with an inspired by Czech designer strand every month. I believe these two measure 8 millimeters in size, and the coin beads measure 15 millimeters across, and these leaf beads measure 16 or 17 millimeters in length. And these are top drilled leaf beads. The color is tourmaline mix, and that's because the mix came in all kinds of colors, as you can see. I picked 2 green ones and 1 pink one, and these measure 18 millimeters in length. We're going to be using some craft wire, and this is 20 gauge craft wire, and it's in a gold color, as you can see. Now you don't want to use anything thicker than that, because it just won't fit through these beads here. These Czech beads have very small holes. If you wanted to, you could use thinner wire, for example 22 gauge, but then I would recommend that you do wrap loops instead of simple loops. We're going to be doing simple loops today. Like I mentioned earlier, when I saw the designer strand beads, I was very inspired to make this necklace. And if you've watched my videos in the past, you'll know that I always start with either a pendant or a focal bead, and that's exactly how I designed this necklace. So let me show you what I had in mind. This would be the center of the necklace. And then I'd like to see one of these on each side with beads in between. And that's why I chose these. I'm going to place one here and one here like this. Now it may seem easy, but it really wasn't. It took me quite a while to design this necklace. I had a vision of what I wanted it to look like, but executing the vision is the difficult part. Now the colors are pretty balanced right now, which is great, but I also want it to look somewhat organic. And that's why I have all these tourmaline rondelles, because they're all different colors. They're actually primarily green, raspberry, and like a beigey color, but they all have different values, as you can see. Some are lighter and some are darker. So I'm going to go ahead and place some in these spaces now. For example, this one can go here, and maybe this one can go here. And then we put one of these beige ones in this space. And now maybe a pink one, like that. And then I thought I'd put these leaf beads down below this center rose bead. Something like that. And then below these 2 leaf beads, I want to put one of these, like this. Whenever I make romantic necklaces, I always like to add swags. So I'm going to create some swags using the rest of these rondelles. Let me go ahead and arrange them. So there are my swags. Each one has 5 beads, and there's actually a reason for that. I'll explain later on when we get ready to assemble everything. And these leaves are going to go over here. They're going to be little dangles. Let me just move this one in a little bit. And above each one, I'm going to place one of these tourmaline rondelles. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want them to hang a certain length, because this one's actually going to hang a little bit lower than that. And this is pretty much the center of the necklace, but these two are part of the strands actually. So let me put one here and one here. In other words, the rest of the strand is going to be made up of these tourmaline beads. So now we're going to mount these on wire. And here I have a piece of 20 gauge wire. Using my flat nose pliers, I'm going to grab the top like this at about 3/8 of an inch, something like that. I'm going to bend it. So now I have a 45-degree angle bend. Using round nose pliers, I'm going to grab the end, making sure that it's flush with my barrels. And I'm going to create a loop. You want to make sure your loop is closed and centered on that wire. Let me pick up one of these rondelles. I'm going to grab the wire again above the bead like this, bend it, snip off the excess, leaving 3/8 of an inch. Grab the end with my round nose pliers and form a loop. Let me grab this loop with this plier, and I'm going to grab the other loop with these pliers, and I'm going to line them up just like that. So this one's done. And that's exactly how I'm going to do all of these beads, except for these 3 leaf beads. They're going to be a little bit different. These 2 are going to be mounted the same way. But let me go ahead and do one more with you. Once again, I'm grabbing the wire 3/8 of an inch down, bend it, grab the end with my round nose pliers, form a loop, make sure it's closed. Let me slide on one of these. Like that. Grab the wire again, line up the bottom loop, bend it, snip off the excess, leaving 3/8 of an inch, grab the end with my round nose pliers, and form a loop. Make sure it's centered and closed. Let me grab it with these pliers and grab this one and line them up. Like I said, I'm going to do all of them the same way except for these 3 leaf beads. These 2 rondelles are going to sit above these yellow leaf beads, and this one's going to have a jump ring. So let me go ahead and show you how to do one of these. It's a little bit different. Once again, I'm grabbing the wire 3/8 of an inch down, bend it, grab the end, form a loop, make sure it's closed, slide on this rondelle, grab the wire again, line up the bottom loop, bend it. It's a little bit difficult to line up that bottom loop with these small beads because there's not a whole lot to hold on to, but I always do it anyways. I think I forgot with this first one, but that's okay. And here's where it's a little bit different. I'm going to make a bigger loop, so I'm going to cut further up, leaving myself a little bit more than 1/2 an inch. So now I'm going to grab the wire way up the barrel like this, so I can make a nice big loop and form the loop. Just like that. That's a pretty big loop. Let me make sure they're lined up. And now I'm going to open it and slide this leaf bead into it. Let me see if it'll go in. There it is. You definitely need a very big loop for this. Let me close it up. So there's that one. And like I said, this one's going to be mounted the same way. So anyway, guys, I'm going to do the rest of these off camera so my video isn't too long. And when I come back, we'll assemble everything. So I'll see you in a few moments. Okay, I'm back. I finished all my beaded components. And I did connect these 2 swags already to make things a little bit easier. And I will be using some jump rings to connect some of these components. But let me go ahead and start at this end. I'm simply going to open up this loop like this. Slide the next component into it. And close it up. And now I'm going to connect these 3 beads together and these 3 beads together. So let me go ahead and open up this loop. Slide this bead in and close it. And open up this loop. Slide the next bead in and close it. And let me go ahead and connect these. And now I'm going to connect these 2 together. And I'm going to use jump rings to connect this whole section. So I'm going to have a jump ring here, one here, and another one here. And then these swags and these leaf dangles and these other 2 leaf beads are also going to connect to the jump rings, to the same jump rings. Here I have 4 jump rings. They measure 4 millimeters in size. Let me go ahead and open one up. I'm going to go ahead and slide this component into it first, and then this one, and then the dangle, and now this one. And close it up carefully. Make sure I don't lose anything. So that's done. And now I do want to explain why I have 5 beaded components here. The reason is that whatever connects to the jump ring has to have loops that sit vertically or perpendicular to my mat. And then this one has to sit vertically as well because it's going to connect to that jump ring. So if this one's vertical, then this one would be horizontal. Vertical, horizontal, vertical. And that's the reason why I have an odd number of beaded components. If I had had an even number, the last beaded component would not connect properly to that jump ring. It needs to be vertical. Same thing with all of these beaded components. This one's horizontal, this one's vertical, the jump ring's horizontal, this one's vertical, this one's horizontal, vertical, jump ring is horizontal, this one will be vertical, and so on. If you're a seasoned jewelry maker, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're a beginner, you may have a little difficulty understanding that concept. One way to tell if things are connected properly is that everything will sit flat on your chest. When they're not connected properly, they tend to twist around and they just don't sit right. So now I'm going to connect this one to a jump ring there, and I'm also going to connect this one. So let me open up this jump ring. I'm going to connect this one first, then the leaf bead, then this one, but I need to make sure that the loops are sitting correctly and they're not all twisted up. Vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. So I'm connecting it this way. Let me just double check. That looks good. So now I'm going to connect this one. That looks good as well. And close up my jump ring. So that's what we have so far. Let me open up another jump ring. I'm going to slide this one on first, and then this one, and then the leaf bead, and then this one. Let me double check, make sure I'm doing it right. I think it's supposed to go this way. Yep. And close it up. You definitely need to know what you're doing, that's for sure. So now we just need to connect these last pieces here. And I don't know, oh, here's my jump ring. I was wondering where it went. Let me open it up. I'm going to connect this one first. And then the leaf bead, or the leaf dangle, I should say. And now this one, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, and vertical. And now this one. Let me check. That looks good. I definitely don't want to drop any of this. So that's what we have so far. I think that's so adorable, isn't it? Very, very romantic. So now I just need to connect this leaf bead, which is going to go underneath like that. And let's think about this. These loops are actually vertical. So the jump ring will have to be horizontal, which means the jump ring that's going to be attached to this leaf bead will be vertical. So I need 2 jump rings, a large one for the leaf bead and a smaller one. This one's 6 millimeters in size and that one's 5 millimeters in size. Let me go ahead and open up this one. Slide the leaf bead into it and close it up. And now let me open up this one. Slide it into this loop. Slide the leaf bead into it. And now I'm going to slide this one in as well. Let me grab it and close it up. And let's see. Hopefully I've connected everything properly. Like I said, you can always tell if things aren't sitting properly. I think I did connect it properly though. As you can see, these loops are vertical on this one, and so are these. And that's what you want. But anyway, guys, I hope you can see exactly what I did. Now would be a good time to take a screenshot if you wanted to. So now we just need to connect the strands. And I've already created them, as you can see. I used the tourmaline rondelles, and I did simple loops. So let me open up this one. Slide it onto this one, like this. Close it up. And now I'm going to open up this one. and slide this one into it and close it up. Now before I attach the clasp, I'm going to take this necklace to the mirror and hold it up to my chest to see if it's the right length and to see whether or not I need to remove some of these beaded components. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and it's the right length. It's about 18 inches long, maybe a little bit more. This portion here is 6 inches long and then the strands are about 6.5 inches long each. So I guess that's 19 inches. So now I just need to attach the clasp and here it is. I like to use nice big jump rings for that. Obviously you can use something smaller if you want to, but these measure 6 millimeters in size. Let me go ahead and open up one of them. Slide the clasp into it. And then the strand. Close it up. And now this one. And now the strand. So there's my very romantic necklace, floral themed. I really like it. I think it's gorgeous. I hope you like it as well. So now we're going to make a quick pair of earrings. I've already made one. Here it is. Isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. I love this metal link. It's absolutely stunning. It measures 14 millimeters across. And this leaf is from the same mix that these came from. And this bead is called a soft tourmaline jade bead. It measures 8 millimeters across. And this is another rondelle just like these in a green color. Here's everything. I have a 6 millimeter jump ring, and here's a piece of 20 gauge wire. Let me go ahead and bend it. Grab the end and form a loop. Make sure it's closed. Slide on this tourmaline rondelle. And now this jade bead, like this. And let me go ahead and bend it again. Cut off the excess. Grab it with my round nose pliers and form a loop. Let me line them up. I'm going to open up this one now. Slide this link into it, this filigree link, like that. Close it up. And now I'm going to open up this jump ring. Slide my leaf into it. And now slide the filigree link into it as well. And close it up. Isn't that pretty? That's so pretty. And now I'm going to open up this loop and slide my ear wire hook into it. And by the way, these are stainless steel. I always use stainless steel. Close up the loop. And And here's my pretty earring. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. As always, I'd like to go ahead and model this jewelry for you. So let me go ahead and put it on. Thanks so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.